You're right on board again with Alan McNish in the Audi R10 TDI, #1 leading overall here at the Grand Prix of Mosport. Timo Bernhard in the Penske Porsche is second overall, leading in P2, but the margin some 26 plus seconds last time by. Now 25.5 as Bernhard got a little quicker lap in. McNish caught in some traffic, but the other number that's the magic one is the one up on top of the screen. 17.5 minutes to go, 26 seconds. I don't know.
Well, you have to think about how many times has Alan McNish been in this position. Many, many times, but this one is special because it's been a long time. So these last few minutes here are going to feel like an eternity to Alan McNish.
Sorry, Cal, but I just saw in the background there the car of Herta got squeezed by the 61 of Bruni, and he dropped on that straight, dropped 2 wheels in the dirt as they came through there, as he's just trying to stay in touch. But you're absolutely right. It's a pure numbers game right now. And McNish, in a clear track, he's in the 107s, and on a clear track, Bernhard's in the 107s. I just don't know that if everything is as it is now, time is going to be in McNish's favor on this one. And now they only took those one set of tires, though.
Exactly, and then we saw 21 victories for Alan McNish, so he's used to visiting victory lane. He won here last year with Dindo Capello. He won back in 2000 as well, so it would be sweet. It would be his third, Dindo's fourth, but when you haven't won one in a while, you need to stay in the rhythm. Yes, he wants to ease off, not take any chances, but from a racing driver's perspective, you're best to push hard and then just be careful in traffic, not take any chances there, but keep the rhythm, keep the 100% focus through the rest of the lap.
Alan, 29.4 seconds to P2, 16 minutes remain.
You heard that jump in the times, and in looking at the last lap times, McNish did a 108.1, Bernhard in traffic a 111.9. And that's the kind of thing that will just destroy it. Yep.
Listen how quiet this engine is. The drivers say when you get up above 3rd or 4th gear, the wind noise exceeds the noise of that diesel, so it's quite a strange sensation, and when drivers get in this car for the first time, it is quite an adjustment.
By the way, we just give you a quick update. The #4 Corvette of Ollie Gavin, the CompuWare entry, right there, just was in and out of the pits, and that puts the #3 Corvette of Johnny O'Connell back behind the wheel, and he is now in the lead. And here is the 61, second place GT2 Ferrari of Bruni, making a quick stop. The team car, the leader, did just a splash and go while we were in break, I believe.
Splash of fuel there. You see one thing they are allowed to do during these pit stops while the refueling is going is clean the windshield or take that tear off. Another thing they can do is have the brake and tire inspectors come out, the technicians come out and inspect the tires and the brakes without touching the cars. But a driver change can be done and the windshield may be clean.
I think the bigger concern with...
Emergency mode, hold for 1 second. Emergency mode, hold for 1 second.
So you're right on board with McNish, but look what happened here just a moment ago, Cal and Moss.
Hard on the power. 800 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, he's got a traction control knob. He can turn. These tires are wearing down a little bit. He may need to crank on that thing a little bit, get a little bit more interrupt.
Continue on emergency. Continue on emergency. Shift using the clutch.
And the #18, third in the GT2 category, Ralph Kellner, is the Rahal Letterman Porsche, ducked into the pits. He ducked into the pits and is back out. Everybody just doing their sort of safety splash and go if they're in a position to be somewhat comfortable with it here.
We're hearing that there may be a gearbox issue on Alan McNish's car, so we heard. So we're just trying to clarify that. We may have some miscommunication here on which car has got the problem.
Well, the last time he went by it was a minute 12.9, so almost a minute 13, Cal.
Okay, well, some kind of issue going on, and if it is a gearbox issue, we heard the emergency, stay in emergency mode, so I'm not sure what that means, but we talk about it, trying to get it to the finish line. This would be really a tough one to bear if you were to lose it at this stage of the game for Alan McNish and the whole Audi squad.
And here's the battle right now for fourth in that P2 category. Devlin over Smith. Smith has reeled him back in again as they work their way through some traffic there. The Corvette, it is still Devlin. Brian?
Just checked in with the Audi North America squad. Indeed, a shifting problem right now for Alan McNish. So he's going to have to try to nurse this thing to the end, but he can't nurse it too much because obviously he's got a bunch of guys breathing down his neck. So what started out as a great day they're hoping can end up as one. But right now, they're chasing problems and trying to hold on.
Right now, he's got a 22-second lead and about 12 minutes to go, so that will equate to, you know, a number of laps here. He can't afford to lose 3 or 4 seconds a lap to the rest of the field. That lead will be gone.
And his last lap was a 1:11.4. Bernhard's a 1:08.9. So it's close. Here's the top 4 in P1. McNish out front and overall, but maybe in trouble. This Labor Day weekend, the cars and the stars of the American Le Mans Series turn Detroit's Belle Isle Park into a gear-grinding, tire-shredding, all-or-nothing Motor City battlefield. The American Le Mans Series from Michigan, Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, only on Speed. You're on board with Ron Fellows, but at the sharp end of things, Alan McNish continues to lead. But, Brian Till, we understand there is indeed a problem.
Yeah, Greg, it seems that there's some type of potentially an electrical problem. What's happening right now is that the computer won't shift for Alan when he pulls the paddles back with the gas pedal all the way down on the floor, and that shift without lift is not working. So he's got to go to what they call emergency mode, and that's what you heard on the radio, the team saying, use the emergency, use the emergency. What that means is he has to literally lift his foot off the gas, put his foot on the clutch, pull the handle on the shift lever on the paddle, and it will go ahead and shift. But that way he has to coordinate everything just like you used to have to do in the olden days when Calvin and I drove, but it's still using the paddles on the back of the gear shift. So a signal being lost somewhere in the computer system, not allowing you to shift normally.
14.4 seconds to P2, 9 minutes remain.
Right there, what you're looking at is a number on the dash what Alan McNish is seeing from a gear selection standpoint. So that does seem to be flashing, but whether it's actually changing gear or some kind of electronic malfunction there, it's tough to tell from this look.
Well, that might well explain Alan's moment down in Moss. His last lap a 1:11.4. Bernhard's a 1:08.5 and 8 minutes 40 remaining. Want to remind you once again, this Labor Day weekend, the cars and the stars of the American Le Mans Series are going to turn Detroit's Belle Isle Park into a gear-grinding, tire-shredding, all-or-nothing Motor City battlefield. The American Le Mans Series from Michigan, Saturday, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, only on Speed. And we are in the midst of huge drama here. McNish had just apparently figured things out. It turned to 109. Then we heard a radio call in break that it's stuck in gear. It's stuck in 4th gear. He has just turned to 114. And you can see the crew very concerned about what's going on. And we're going to take you back to a replay, and you can listen to what happened for McNish. And he is losing time now by the bucket. Look how slow he is coming out of Moss. Right here, this is live. This is not the replay, folks. This is live. Again, struggling. But if he's stuck in 4th, it's going to take, even with that torque Calvin, a while.
We're asking him to work with the ignition system, and here you see Ben Devlin fly by him. So this is significant. You can tell that Alan McNish has a wounded car right now. A moment ago, he said it was stuck in 4th. They said cycle the ignition. He did that. He slowed dramatically down the back straightaway. But right now, Alan McNish is barely hanging on. Timo Bernhard is going to be on his tail shortly unless he can find the speed once again.
2.2 seconds. McNish over Bernhard. Oh, this will be a heartbreaker, almost in a way, shades of 2000, as it was a big moment as Capello on rooted rain tires was under attack from J.J. Lato in the BMW. He held on, but I don't know here. Look how close. First.
There's the leader. There's Timo Bernhard.
It's that close. Oh, my. 4.5 minutes to go, Cal.
And this is where he has the problems, Greg, coming off this corner. Doesn't seem that he can accelerate. Here we go. Timo Bernhard just blows right by him. This is going to be for the win. Unbelievable. Audi. The drought continues unless something dramatic happens here in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Look at the faces in the Audi camp. They cannot believe it. They have been on the radio to Alan. Cycle the ignition. Try this, do that, and just nothing. The gearbox, massive problems, robbing McNish of speed by the bucketful. Here we go. Officially, Bernhard across the line, your new leader.
Remember at the top of the show, we talked about the big momentum that Penske has. Is Audi's spirit broken? Well, if it wasn't before today, think about this one. This is a crushing moment in the race.
Just unbelievable. And then the next round at Belle Isle, a one of the smoother, but nonetheless a street-type circuit where the Acuras are excited about running. You know the Porsches are. Just unbelievable. When they get to the traction or their strength, it's not even happening for them there. And Bernard,
P1 overall, P1.
we're on board with Briscoe, and that is McNish right in front of him.
Seems like once he gets a little bit of speed going, that torque kicks in, but off the corner, he's obviously stuck in a middle gear, third or fourth gear, I'd imagine, for Alan McNish. He can't get the lower gears, but he's able to get the higher gears, I'd imagine, looking at the speed that he showed there at the end of the straightaway. But when he comes off Moss Corner, the only slow corner we have here, this is kind of medium speed. He's probably going to struggle a little bit off here onto the front straightaway. Not quite as dramatic. The Moss Corner coming up there on the Andretti straightaway. And now you hear John Erickson talking Briscoe through this situation. P1 on fuel, I'd imagine, is full rich. Go for it. Try and chase down this Audi.
I remember when Bernard made the stop, we listened in on the radio. That's not what McNish needs. He needs to carry speed, and oh, so close. But he was able to get through. But look at McNish come back, not giving up. When he gets back in the power band and all that torque, he's able to do something with it at that point.
That was tight.
Now being very careful, and this is where it's going to kill him.
This is where the team, Penske needs to tell Briscoe about that, because he's going to run right off the back of him. I'm surprised.
We got to save some fuel.
Yeah, he thought he was braking. I'm surprised that the Penske team did not tell him. And now Alan McNish comes back because the Penske team knows that Alan McNish is slow off that corner. And I would have thought they would have alerted Briscoe to that. He nearly ran up the gearbox. So they told him to switch the fuel mat back to saving fuel, which is map P. And meanwhile, Alan McNish take the position back. So a minute and a half to go. We're probably going to see this lap and one more.
Yeah, so McNish, but here you go again. He just can't get the drive off the turn. There's the report, 2 more laps, and there goes Briscoe. And this time enough of a run that I don't know that he's going to be able to get through down that backstretch. We'll have to see.
Checked in with Audi again, guys, and it's gotten worse, as you suspected. Only a couple of gears now working in that gearbox, and you can see it in the slower portions of the racetrack. Just does not have the drive. Without first, second, and third gear, he's a sitting duck. Once that Audi gets up to speed, it's all well and good, but out of the slow corners, he's in big trouble.
Well, these gearboxes typically do about 6,000 miles. Remember, they're 6,000 kilometers, excuse me. They're designed for Le Mans. But they did have a pinion bearing go on the number 2 machine in the practice session at Road America, and that's where he gets killed. He's in that higher gear. He has no acceleration off that low-speed corner, and that's where he's just getting driven away by.
And you know, I was going to say, when we saw Bernard's pit, we were listening to the radio, you know now why they were saying, you can do it, Timo, we can do it. Obviously, they needed some help. And there's the signal, last lap. Now they're able to say, take it easy, Timo. He's just got to get around this one more time. McNish still in the lead in P1, obviously, but oh boy, some traffic affecting things here as well.
Timo Bernard, the overall leader there in the yellow Penske machine, trying to weave his way through. He's got a very fast car in front of him, Ben Devlin. He's probably not going to fight for that position. He's got a healthy lead right now, 15 seconds. Just get it to the checkered flag. What a day for these boys. This will be their 5th class victory and an amazing... Oh, Devlin's off course. Guy Smith, this is going to be for position. Guy Smith all over the gearbox of Ben Devlin.
Devlin trying to hang on. This is for 4th in class. And I was wondering,
Fernandez too.
Fernandez in the mix, coming up, taking a run now. Couldn't get it done. And for Devlin, the good news is Bernard went by, so the checker will come out, and he won't have to deal with Smith or Fernandez for one more lap.
That's a great point, because he got, did look like the Dyson car was getting tagged there by Fernandez in the last corner. Very close.
Atta boy.
Listen to the kudos, the checker out. Devlin ends up with a 4th in P2 after actually leading the class for a while. But Bernard wins it overall. McNish in P1, O'Connell in GT1, and Mello in the Ferrari in GT2. Speed's coverage of the American Le Mans Series is brought to you by Acura, Acura Advance, and by Mobil 1, the world's leading synthetic motor oil. The 9th round of the American Le Mans Series, the Grand Prix of Mosport, complete, a race filled with late race drama and dismay, no doubt, for the Audi camp. But You take a look at what was achieved at the front end once again. Porsche, Penske, and that team, unbelievable what they have continued to do. And you can see here are the results, top 6 in the P2 category. Penske won 2. Then again, a great performance by the Andretti Green team. Let's get down to Brian Till, who was no doubt with an elated and surprised couple of drivers.
Timo Bernhard, Romain Dumas, 5 wins, 8 for Porsche on the season, 5 overall victories for you guys too. Spectacular job today. I know luck played a part of it, but you guys were awesome in traffic. How intense was the traffic out there, Timo?
Oh, it was so hard at the end. I mean, normally we planned that he goes back in the car. So when they say pit now, I thought I had a relief, but no, I had to stay in the car. And it was very hard in the traffic. This is a high-speed circuit, so it's very physical and mentally. And also due to the traffic, and you know, normally we said we don't overtake on the outside, but you had to, otherwise we couldn't stay in front. And I'm very happy for Porsche, Penske, the RS Spider was perfect.
Congratulations, guys. Fantastic job.
Wow, 3rd straight overall win. 5 wins, obviously, and Romain Dumas and Bernhard now in front, 21 points clear of their teammates, Briscoe and Maassen, and then Brabham and Johansson back in 3rd. So, obviously, Penske Porsche looking mighty strong. Now, let's take a look at the results in the P1 class. McNish and Capello did, in fact, hold on for their 7th win over their teammates. Then the 2 creation judges. Let's get back down, this time to Andrew.
Alan, motor racing could be a cruel business.
Yeah, obviously today the race was in our pocket with about 10 minutes to go, and had a problem with the gear shift. Don't know why, don't know what. It's not something that we've ever had an issue with before, so I'm sure they'll look into it and find out the reason, but that meant that the Porsche got past me and we finished 2nd. Disappointing, because I think we had the car to win. The Audi was very, very strong. We had a good balance with the car, tyres stayed well, and then we were in commanding position.
Well, you just can't win one this year.
No, we've won 2 this year. The big one, Sebring, and then we won St. Pete's. Don't worry, there's 3 races to go. We'll come back.
You can tell there that Alan McNish is feisty. I mean, he's extremely disappointed. They've come so close. They should have won the last 2 races on speed, Greg, but they just can't seem to catch a break right now.
Nonetheless, 7 P1 wins, and here are your points. So they do have the championship locked up pretty nicely there. Now let's take a look at GT1 and the results here. O'Connell Magnuson get the win after the incident early for Gavin and Beretta. Let's get back down to Brian.
Johnny O'Connell takes his record 5th victory at Mosport. Great job, Johnny. But to do it with Jan Magnuson, I know is special. How special would it have been to do it with Ron Fellows?
Well, you know, first off, hi to Kanan and Kelly. You know, we had some showing off to do today, and you know what? Ron and I had so many great victories here. Jan and I had a victory here together in prototype. So, you know, I gotta apply for dual citizenship or something, because man, we have amazing luck here at Mosport, and you know, we've had rotten luck, and man, the guys on the 3 car, Dan Binks, the whole crew, man, they never give up, and so you know, this one's really for them.
Well, we call Ron Fellows the mayor of Mosport. Maybe he has an assistant now. Congratulations.
Absolutely, and here you take a look at the points in the GT1 category. Still pretty strongly dominated by Gavin and Beretta, but a nice run for them. Now let's take a look at the GT2 results. Mello Salo, they get it with that big gift in the early going. Let's get down to Andrew with Jamie Mello.
That was a great run for you guys. You led from flag to flag.
Yeah, it's a great winner, and for us it's very good, because we are in front of the championship, and we can be a little bit careful in the next 3 races. And I need just to say thank you for all the guys and Risi Competition. They did a great job, especially in the first pit stop, and that's it. So we are back on the championship leader, and I think we need to be concentrated for the next 3 races.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Just a great run by them. Their 6th GT2 win, and that has given them a lead now over Van Overbeek and Bergmeister in the 45 Porsche of 16 points, then Liddell and Hensler a bit further back. Now, again, we want to remind you, the Labor Day weekend, the cars and stars of the American Le Mans Series turned Detroit's Belle Isle Park into a gear-grinding, tire-shredding, all-or-nothing Motor City battlefield. That's this coming Saturday for Michigan, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Do not miss it. Now, coming up